Pro leagues and MX bikes weren't always taken seriously. For years, they were just organized races inside a game most people didn't even consider competitive. But this season changed that. Server crashes, regional rivalries, championship split between North America and Europe, and a level of competition so high, qualifying alone felt like a main event. For the first time, MX bikes didn't feel like a game. It felt like a pro sport. And while the fastest riders in the world were fighting for the championship,
pass done on Cam. Into the lead goes Jake. We'll see how long he can hold on to it.
I was fighting just to make the gate, but to understand how this season changed everything, we have to go back to round one.
Here we go, 450 main event. Horn is going off. We're going to see a whole bunch of these big names. Rax on that very inside. There is Splash, Brax, Caden, Brado, Brock W, Mason. There's Daryl out here, Ethan, Panda on the very outside. And a name that we did miss, Chase, in there on that black rifle.
The race that started it all was Anaheim 1. Every Friday night, riders load into the server to race the same track that real Supercross riders will race the next day. Anaheim on Friday, Anaheim in real life on Saturday. This league is called the ARL Racing League, or ARL. Created by StoneRider with tracks built alongside Hellmachine, ARL was designed to mirror the real thing as closely as possible. The championship follows the same format as SMX. First comes Supercross, then the season moves outdoors for motocross, and finally, the best riders compete in the SMX playoffs. But there's another twist. ARL doesn't just have one championship, it has two. One for North America and one for Europe. So 2 regions, 2 championships, and 2 groups of riders trying to prove they're the fastest in MX bikes. And this season, the competition reached a level the league had never seen before.
We're going to head down into turn 1. As we get ready to let these guys go. 30-second board has gone sideways, and we get ready to go racing for our 450 main event at A1 here, round 1 for our aerial Supercross. Gate is down, and we are going racing. And it looks like a great start out of the SPX Performance owner, Splash, into that number 1 spot. He's going to have the black rifle, no fear KTM rider right there on the rear tire, looking to make a pass early. And he is going to make that pass stick, but goes up over the bars and somehow holds on to it. Once again, this is the few riders that we've been waiting to see. Splash, Rax, Chase, and there is Chad, and it does look like we had a leader change, and look at that. We had Rax, who went from 2nd to 1st, Chase now up to the number 2 spot, and Splash going from 1st to 3rd. No idea what happened there, but we have a race on our hands. Oh, and look at this. Rax down in the whoop section, and Chase now into that number 1 spot, as Rax knows he does not want to let Chase get too far in front of him. Chase could start to run away with this if Splash holds him up any bit. Splash trying to take a different line there, comes up short on it though. And that opens the door. Rax able to make the pass. One of them being the special media sponsor here of Chase, who is going to make a mistake in the sand, goes down. And that opens the door. Rax now into that number 1 spot. Look at this. Splash starting to put the pressure on Chase here. With about 4 minutes left here in our 450 main event, Rax misses his main line. Splash does as well. Man, this is where Chase can be so dangerous, is he is able to just click laps off, staying consistent for the most part. And just as we say that, though, we are going to jinx him. Comes up short on the triple in and allows Splash to reel him right back in. And look at that, Splash not waiting for him this time. Works the way up the inside, and he is going to make that pass happen. Caden slowly closing this gap in up to Chase. Chase needs to find a groove here, otherwise he is going to have some company and find himself off the podium. And here comes our man Rax. Almost a 16-second lead, and I do believe he is on his last lap, so this would be checkered flag. So Rax on his way towards the finish line here. The MRC VDR rider gets it done here in Anaheim 1. Splash across the line on the SPX Performance machine, and Chase down on the ground. We're going to have to see Caden able to make his way by. Caden across the line, but Chase is going to have him on cuts. And man, what a ride. Rax still able to hold on to that number 1 spot, and that he may be the fastest man in the game of MX bikes, taking the red plate there into round 2.
While the fastest riders in the world were preparing to fight for championships, my goal was a little different. I just wanted to qualify, because in ARL, making the gate means you're competing with some of the best riders in the game. Week after week, I kept grinding, learning the tracks, testing new lines, trying to close the gap between myself and riders who had been playing the game for years longer than I had. Some weeks felt close, other weeks felt impossible. But I knew I had the speed, and I had to prove it in San Diego. Goodness, okay, we're in practice right now. We get 10 minutes before qualifying starts, but we got like pros like Jake from Element, we got Dorian from Bud Racing, I'm pretty sure, and then Davey from... So the best lap I could get was a 1:09, and the cutoff to make the gate was a 59.4. So just over a second, close but not close enough. If you want to see the full video, go look on my channel. But while I was chasing the spot on the gate, the ARL season had already started taking shape. In round 1 at Anaheim, the 450 North American Championship kicked things off with a stacked field. Rax took the first win of the season, Splash finished second, and Chase rounded out the podium in third. But over in Europe, things were about to get even more competitive. The 450 EU Championship featured some of the fastest riders in the entire game. Anaheim was all Cam, the number 1 ranked rider dominating the opening round, but behind him new challengers were already emerging. Neon shocked the field with a second, Linz took third, and Troyjan made his first Anaheim main. Meanwhile, defending champion TJ struggled, finishing 18th. Now the championship heads to San Diego.
Davey, Logan, Dylan, Callum, Sundog, Hawk, Reed, TJ, J7, Dorian, Merritt, Neon, Trey, Linz, Pitt, Fresh, Trojan, Boy, Jake, Cam, Steiner, Aiden.
The riders are set, San Diego is ready, and the 450 European ARL main event is about to begin.
It is down, Linz gets a good jump but almost loops it. Trey gets a decent one down the start. He's gonna come around here. It looks like Cam's gonna get the whole shot, but Jake is just right there, and he's gonna actually take it from him. This is Jake leading the way with Cam, Linz, Trey, and then Trey makes a small mistake on the inside. Jake quadding, but Cam cuts over on him. They both save it somehow, but Cam into the early lead, not what everyone sees.
Out of the gate, it was Cam once again grabbing the early lead, but right behind him, the pressure was already building.
As Cam, small mistake, didn't get to see it, was looking at all the carnage in the back. But now him and Jake are battling here for the lead.
These two had already been trading blows all day from qualifying to the main event, and in San Diego, the fight for the win was far from over.
He squares it up, somehow going over all those ruts, and is going to basically jump his way through the whoop section. Gets to the second one, Jake down the inside, leaves him the space, and Cam, that might be it.
As for Troyjan and Linz, they had a lot more work to do.
Down, Trojan gets into him, Reed, and we got Neon, Callum, J7, Fresh, Dorian, Merritt, then we finally see Linz again. Trojan getting a P3 early right now is really strong for him. Jake is actually into the lead, so he's giving Cam some trouble here. Don't know much about the EU guys, so don't know if this is really Jake's strong suit. I know he's a fast rider and all, but Cam down the left-hand side, staying lower, he's going to make the pass into the lead. And now Jake has to fight back. He's looking down the inside here, see if he can make anything happen. He's going to go inside here, miss the inside rut, so he has to go double. Double, does he triple into the corner? He can't. Oh, he barely does. He faces it though. Getting the inside rut. Cam gets the quad, but Lynn's battling right behind with Boy and J7. Outside goes Lynn. He's going to lose the spot. He's going to have the inside actually, and he's going to make a pass back. Gets up the road is Cam and Jake side by side now. Just caught that at the corner of my eye. We'll see if Jake can make something happen here, get the dub. Looking down the inside, he's going to go to his inside, go double, triple, double here. Oh, he's going to go double, double, triple. Instead to cut to the inside, get the on-off instead of the quad. Said kind of even there. And he's going to get set himself up good. Down the inside he goes, gets the pass done on Cam. Into the lead goes Jake. We'll see how long he can hold on to it. Can't get the inside rut there, so Cam's going to take it right back from him.
Behind the leaders, another battle was starting to take shape. Troyjan and Reed were locked in their own fight, both chasing their first big result of the season.
Finally loses that podium position. Troyjan, he's going to come alongside him. Can he take the inside? He can't. Reed, small mistake. Down he saves it, barely colliding. Lapper's in the way. Lapper takes down Trojan of Davey. Kind of cut over on him, and then Reed does a backflip right ahead of him.
Meanwhile, Jake was on the back tire of Cam.
In these final 2 laps here to win a main event here in 2026. Scrubs it. Mistake over the bars. Cases it. Scrubbed it a little too hard.
But in the end, the pressure wasn't enough.
And he's going to take the victory here at round number 2. Looks like Troy mistake. Reed looking down the inside. We'll see if Troy can make the pass back again. He has to get back into the rut. He's got to cut over. There's a lapper down in the way of Reed. Reed hits him, goes down, and Reed loses it. Davey causes a pileup with Reed, and Troy's going to get that final podium spot on the night. So it's Cam, Jake, and Trojan getting your podium tonight.
Cam holds it together and proves once again why he's the #1 rider in MX bikes. Jake backs up his strong ride with a 2nd place, improving from 5th at Anaheim. Trojan delivers a ride of the night, landing his first ever Pro Supercross podium in 3rd. Reed stayed consistent with another 4th place finish. Lenz went from a P3 to a P6, and the defending SX champion TJ rebounds to 5th after his 18th place rough start to the season. But while Europe wrapped up their night in San Diego, North America was just getting started.
Gate is down and we are going racing. A whole bunch of riders piling all into this right-handed
SBX performance owner Splash was out front early, looking for his first win of the season.
Black Rifle No Fear team.
While points leader Rax and Chase were trying to catch up.
Where is Rax? There he is, buried in the back, and he is going to have a lot of work to do.
While eyes were on the 3 favorites, a new name came into the view.
And Caden, the SPX Performance Vulcan rider, gets it done here in our 450 main event. Rax coming all the way down to the line in the P2. Brado in the number 3 spot. Chase in the 4th. Splash 5th.
2 rounds in and it was already clear this season was different. The racing was intense, the rivalries were forming, and the level of competition was higher than ever. But outside the races, almost nobody was talking about it. The MXBikes Pro scene was putting on some of the best racing in the game, and it wasn't even getting the recognition it deserved. So I decided to change that. That's why I created MXB Paddock, to give the pro MXBikes community the spotlight it deserved, and to, showcase the biggest championship in the game, the Aerial Racing League. While MXB Paddock started as a way to showcase racing, it quickly started doing something else too. It pulled me deeper into the scene. Suddenly I wasn't just watching the races anymore. I was talking to riders, following teams, and seeing the story of the championship unfold from the inside. But what I didn't realize was the more attention the scene got, the more problems started to come with it. Because heading into round 3, everything changed.
P4, and if he's not too careful, Shifty's going to be right there on him quickly as well. And server said bye-bye.
Anaheim 2 wasn't just another round. It was the moment the league got tested. Server crashes, game exploits, races getting shut down mid-event. It got so bad they had to reschedule the entire round.
So we were experiencing a lot of DDoSing attacks on this night. For those who don't know what that means, it means the servers are basically just getting overflooded with info to where they basically just crash. So it's basically just someone making the servers crash, and it was happening to the race servers. Didn't happen in the heat race, but it happened in the SQ a couple times, about 4 times. And then it happened a couple times in the main.
And when racing finally came back on Sunday, it felt like anything could happen.
Logan and Joku. 3 people not there, 1 person that probably needs to be lining up but isn't, so whoever this guy is, sucks for you. But revs are up, guys getting ready to drop. Down it is, and it looks like Linz, maybe it could be someone else from the inside, but Dorian Merrick gets a good jump. It's gonna be Aiden, that's the qualifier. Oh, and down he goes, gets landed on by Steiner. Cam's up front on the Moto Academy, and it's Cam shooting.
Cam jumps out front early, but the race doesn't last long. That random rider Talon mentioned earlier was actually Troy Jan.
Oh, it was Troy who couldn't start. Hate to see it for him.
Like I said before, this night could have gone either way, and for Troy Jan, he was having internet issues, and that made him false start the gate. So just like that, we're restarting the 450 main event, round 3.
Revs are up. Time for the second try at this thing. Gates down. It looks like Lynn's trying to get a good start from the outside. It's going to be Steiner this time, and everyone dies. It's Dorian Merritt and Vendrami. Jake is up here early with TJ and Logan. Dorian Merritt, second place to Najami, and takes him out over the berm. Absolutely sends them both flying, and it's going to be Jake leading the way now over JS7. Absolute blessing for those Element FXR boys being 1-2 right now. Cam somewhere buried. There he is now, sitting about 7th or 8th. But 5 rider battle here for P3.
Even after the restart, Troy Jan's internet still wasn't stable. Up front though, Jake wasn't waiting around. After a strong round 2, he takes control early in Anaheim 2. But behind him, the race was a war. Cam buried outside the top 15 early, had to fight through
gets a little
everything.
squirrely, twisted sideways, flips down, he goes. Linz is going to go by Callum. His teammate, it looks like even Reed is going to get by. Oh, J7 doing a front flip in the whoops, down he goes. Cam working through all of them. 250 did not happen. Martins got DDoS again, so it looks like they're going to be taking results from the Friday race. And Chase absolutely moves Cam out of the way. Oh, and someone cuts into him. It's Reed. Reed and Cam collide. TJ gets into the back of him. Oh, goes sliding. Paboso physics. Keeps it up. And a whole group of riders of Cam, Pitt, J7, Linz, Reed, Dorian Merritt, Logan. Looks like Cam already moving through this pack. J7 and Cam go down together. Gets it cleanly. Through the whoops we go. It looks like Aiden has a small mistake. Cuts over on Callum. Callum almost runs into him. Down he goes. Definitely because of that cutover. And Reed gets 2 for 1 there because of it. In the 450 main event, they're tripling. And then to the outside 8. Reed, small mistake. Aiden down the inside. Gets the pass done back into P3 on Reed after that tiny mistake in the sand. TJ, small mistake. Cam looking down the inside. But TJ defending gracefully. Oh! Cam thought they were going for the double, and TJ went for the...
All Cam is trying to fight his way back. Him and TJ are just going back and forth. But while they're battling, Linz and Reed had battled their own for P4.
Now he's trying to make the pass, set up for the inside. Makes a move. Reed gets...
As time went on though, Cam was moving. He put on like a James Stewart type of ride, and before you knew it, he was right behind Reed.
Oh, we finally see Cam again. Oh, he's up to 7th. Wasn't even paying attention to the timing and scoring to see how far up he got. Quad barely cases it, but now he gets around him on the outside. That's a move for Reed, and he cases the triple on, so he immediately loses 2 spots after making a pass for 1 of them. And now Cam looking around the outside of HM. Does he get the drive? HM has to go second right. Drive through the whoops goes Cam. Able to hold on steady, and 3 goes into that P5 spot. He's got Trojan up ahead of him. As you can tell, you see his internet is not being very friendly.
Linz was on the move as well.
As Linz is caught up to Aiden, around the outside he goes. Was keeping on a Cam and completely forgot about Linz. And Aiden is down in the rhythm section now, so getting close to a 3-way fight for the podium now. So Cam, after a horrible start to this moto, has a shot at P3 with Aiden and Linz battling up ahead of him. Keeping down on these 2. Aiden gets a little bit worse of a drive, and it's going to go triple. They're both going to get it, all 3 of them. Now Cam is right there in contention, moves Aiden out of the way to move into P4, and Aiden can't get the Supercross triple because of it. So now it's going to be Cam and Linz battling for this final podium spot. With Jake up the way, and 8 seconds ahead of Chase, and then Chase has got a 12-second gap double across Star Street. Linz not going for the double across while Cam is. That might be a bit of advantage early. Looking down the inside, going for the quad. Cases it, loses some time. Linz going to second rut. Didn't fully get it clean, and down he goes in front of Cam. So that's going to cost him the P3. So Cam up
While
to
the battle
P3
for the
right
podium
now.
raged on, up front, it was all Jake taking his first win of the season.
Time to get the Supercross triple. After fighting Cam all of last week and able to get out front early, Jake is going to look to take the victory here at round number 3 at Anaheim 2. Chase making it a close fight, brought it down.
And after that early mistake, Cam charges all the way back to
Cam fighting his way up to P3. Linz made it close, getting a solid P4 here.
Linz holds on for 4th, Aiden 5th, Reed 6th, HM 7th, TJ fades back to 11th, and Troy Jan, just trying to survive the chaos, finishes 19th. But while Europe survived Anaheim 2, North America wasn't so lucky.
About to get underway for A2 here, round 3. Gate is down and we are going racing. And who is going to be grabbing our whole shot here? A bunch of riders getting tangled up, but it looks like it is going to be Splash, the owner of SPX, out to the number 1 spot.
Splash was able to get another great start, but his teammate and ARL's last year's defending champ Brado was still trying to defend his title.
Picking up a few positions there as he is now in that number 2 spot.
While Rax, who was leading in points, was outside the top 15.
Absolutely buried And looking over the shoulder, Chase to having his own issues. He is fighting through the rest of this pack. Looks like Rax gets tagged as he goes for the big triple on.
But it doesn't take long for Brado to take control of this one.
Brado's starting to get into some lap traffic on that SPX Performance MRC ride in that number 1 spot. In the number 2, about 10 seconds off pace is Splash, the SPX Performance owner.
Rax was charging from outside the top 10, Chase climbing through the field, you had Caden in another podium position, and just as it was all coming down to the final minute,
top of their shoulders,
this happens.
In that P3, Brax in the P4. But we're gonna move our way back to this race lead. Splash closing that gap in, but now that he had him in his sights, he is making some mistakes. Brado able to open the gap back up. No way.
And whether it was a coincidence or not, right as the scene started blowing up, everything started to break. More eyes, more pressure, and suddenly, more problems. But even through all of it, the racing didn't slow down, and by round 4, it was clear who the real contenders were. Over in Europe, this wasn't just a race anymore. It was a mix of the fastest players in the world, and creators bringing the scene to life. Cam, widely considered the best MXBikes player in the world, the benchmark everyone was chasing. You had Jake, one of the few riders who could actually challenge him, and he was coming off a massive win in Anaheim too. Then you had riders like Linz and Troy Jan, not just competitors, but the biggest YouTubers in the scene, documenting their journey, building audiences while lining up against the best in the world. You had Reed, consistent, calculated, always in the mix, and TJ, last year's Supercross champion, chasing a 3-peat. Backing them were real teams entering the scene. The Moto Academy, one of the biggest brands in motocross, now building a presence inside MXBikes. And then you had teams like Element FXR, stacking talent and fighting for control in Europe. And over in North America, things were just as intense. Rax, pure speed, one of the most dangerous riders on the track. You had Splash, not just a top rider, but the owner of SPX Performance, leading his own team while battling at the front every week. Brado, the defending champion, and closing in on the all-time ARL win record. Then you had Chase, representing Black Rifle times No Fear, bringing real-world sponsorships into the MXBikes pro scene. Teams like SPX Performance, like I said, controlling the front of the pack. Brands like Black Rifle times No Fear stepping in, showing just how real this scene was becoming. Real teams, real sponsors, real competition, and now a format that would test all of it. Houston, the Triple Crown.
Rax, our red plate holder, going to have something to say about it. We are going to find out here as 30-second board has gone sideways. Revs are up.
So Houston wasn't a normal race, it was a Triple Crown, which means 3 main events back to back to back. Instead of one race deciding everything, consistency across all 3 is what wins the night. But after what happened in round 3, there was one more problem. Every rider knew at any moment the server could crash. So Houston Triple Crown, let's see who survives it.
And we are going racing. There's a whole bunch of riders come piling in. Who is going to be fighting their way through? It is going to be Dariel, the NGS DRS rider, into that number 1 spot. Chase on the Black Rifle is going to get pushed off the side of the track. And already we have some big heavy hitters up.
So main event number 1 winner Chase went down early, same as Rax, and man, they had a lot of work to do.
Going to make their way across. It is going to be Dariel across the line in the number 1 spot here early on. Brado into the number 2 spot. SPX owner Splash into the P3. Is Splash, Panda, LP, Silva, Caden, Rax buried a bit. Not what you want to see. Braden, Keegan, and Chase just eat like Eli Tomac, finding his way at the back of the pack here for main.
But they weren't the only title favorites that were having problems with the track.
And look at this Splash on the ground, though. That is going to change up this order. Dariel, who took 2nd in main 1, is off to a great start here. Grabbed the whole shot and out leading. Brado going to choose that double line. Interesting move out of him. The rest of these riders all going for that big quad in. You see Caden come up just a little short, somehow able to save it, but it's Splash making his way and getting the pass done up the inside, and he gets the power to the ground over the triple, and he is going to set his sights after Panda now.
Chase was still outside the top 15. Rax was 10th, along with 9th through 4th right in front of him. So he had a lot of people he could pass up to try to get to that podium spot and make a comeback ride.
In the number 2 position as of now, he took 5th in Moto 1, so looking to move his way towards the front of this pack in the overall. Wes S, a great start out of the SRT rider as he is running in the stay lower in the turn and still triple out. Gets the pass made on Caden there. And Caden is going to come up and give him some love. And up over the top of the berm he goes. Rax not going to be happy about that one, as he is going to have an opportunity here to try and charge back through. 9 minutes still to go in this 450 main 2. Look at this, Chase starting to make his way up through the pack here. He is going to be finding Rax here in just a second. Just as we were talking about it, and Turbo calling it out here, we do have Rax and Chase have been slowly making their way up through the pack. And as I say slowly, these guys are going to be finding themselves inside the top 10. Look at that, Panda with a mistake. Chase able to get another spot here in a whole pile of riders, but Dariel gets it done here in main number 2 for the 450 class. Fredo, there he is across the line for P2. Flash should be our next rider. Seeing a whole bunch of them on the right-hand side of the screen. There is Splash for 3rd, Caden 4th, and Chase, what a ride.
So after main event number 2, it looked like Dario, Bredo, Splash, they were pretty close to winning the entire thing, okay? But, you know, it's MXBikes, anything could happen, and, you know, Triple Crowns again, you have 3 races, so you got to finish strong. Let's see who does.
That 30-second board has gone sideways. Revs are already up, and gate is down as we are going racing, watching these guys compiling into turn 1. Looks like Bredo able to keep that bike on 2 wheels, but it is going to be Splash who grabs the whole shot, but Dariel out front to an early lead as he is in that number 1 spot. Brax there in 4th, Darko, Rax, Braden. There is Chase, LP, Keegan, and Chase going down in the whoops. That is not going to be good. A whole bunch of riders piling down to the inside line. Who was able to get back up and move in.
You had Splash, Brax, Fredo, Brax, Daryl all out front early. This is about to get good.
Right here is going to mean a lot. Daryl with a mistake almost takes Chase with him. Chase is going to dive down to the inside line here, go single double over. Still gets on the throttle, gets a triple off, and yes, that is going to be the pass. Still quads in, swings the outside and reaches for that triple. And it is a drag race right now. Daryl and Chase battling it out here. Looks like Chase may have found a new line on the outside there. He is not going to want to let Chase get too far ahead of him. Chase gets squirrely and goes down just before the whoops. We're going to jump back out to our race lead here, though. It is going to be Brax and now Rax battling it out. 1 and 2. Caden, the Moto Spec rider, into the P3. Bredo getting squirrely as he tries to hold strong against Splash. Not as fast, so these riders having to take some smarter lines. And we see Caden get kicked out of that rut. Bredo having to cut all the way across the whoops, almost goes down. Brax having some issues of his own. Just like we saw in the 450s IRL, these guys having some issues.
In the end, no one could catch Rax in main event number 3, and it was his race to win.
One more turn to go, and the MRC CDS rider is going to get it done here in main 3, and that is going to be Rax.
Like I said, these are Triple Crowns, the most consistent wins, and this time it was a defending SX champ Bredo that took the Triple Crown win. With Splash coming in 2nd, Rax in 3rd, and Chase 4th. This was a big win for Bredo as he took the red plate heading into Glendale. As for the 450s in Europe, their night didn't go as smoothly as NA. In race 1, Cam and TJ battled for first. TJ fought from the middle of the pack, had Rex, got P1 still, Cam got P2, and then Troy Jan got P3.
Trojan, J7 Steiner, Lynn Sundog, Jake Fresh.
But something didn't feel right about main event number 2.
Isaac, Reed, HM, and AK down the inside we go. Gate is down. see who gets a good jump. It looks like Linz is going to get one with Steiner. Oh, he might get boxed out. Linz is down. Yep, kind of saw that happening. And Cam's going to get the whole shot here in heat race number 2. And then is TJ Boy. Oh, it looks like Cam made a small mistake.
Cam and defending EU 450 SX champ TJ were repeating main event number 1, and it looked like these two were going to battle all night long, along with the Element FXR boys.
And
or
Cam
so
immediately moving into P2, getting a good drive, and TJ mistake Cam into the lead. Not what he wants to see.
Where we were about to get the race of the night. Around 11 minutes in, this happened.
Going all the way down to P5 now after that case. But Aiden slowly moving forward, trying to close in here with Jake going down. Ooh, Sherver.
The hackers were back, and the game exploit they did in round 3 was happening again for EU. They just kept on doing it. They tried to redo main event number 2, but they just kept on, you know, overloading the servers like Talon was saying, and just making the servers crash. So
Flipping goes. Alright, but Jake able to get the triple into the corner. It says some drop frame, knowing the frame drop is for internet. I don't know if that's me or just... They're back. The children are back, boys. Triple on, off, going for the quad again. They got some lappers now starting to catch him slowly, and server going. Well, we tried, boys.
EU's bad luck didn't stop there. Round 5, Glendale, their servers kept crashing again. They were only able to get 250 Heat 2 and 450 Heat 1 finished after multiple attempts. I don't know if these hackers like NA more than EU, or they just very much dislike Europe. But NA, they had a clear championship still going, and you know, Brado being the points leader from round 4, taking that dub. Rax Splash right behind them. It was anybody's championship. So
that is going to be the
let's see who
wins. We're going to
wins
kick things on down to the track cameras as we get ready to go racing for our 450 class. Who is going to grab the whole shot and who is going to get it done here for round number 5? Gate is down and we are going racing. And as we make our way through turn 1, it is going to be the Moto Academy rider Ethan out to the whole shot. Brax, the VDR SPX performance rider, trying to find an opportunity. Not
Ethan and Brax were out front with Caden, Chase, and Splash right behind them. But Rax, he was outside the top 15.
But Caden going to draw the short end of the stick. Chase, the Black Rifle No Fear rider, switching it up this week, moving to the Yamaha. Was able to win his heat race. Let's see what he can do here, as he did make the pass quickly on Splash, who's worked his way back up the inside, trying to give him a battle. Now I'm trying to battle it out with Ethan on the Moto Academy machine. But just behind him, Brock W from the LCQ, and Rax as well. Adam Ertz.
Rax got back inside the top 10 early, but he wasn't the only one that had to fight his way through.
Brado is going to be the man to be watching for, and there he is. Buried back here in about 14th or so. A lot of work to do if he wants to try and stay in the red plate holding position. Brax, though, the VDR SPX performance rider in the number 1 spot. A 2-second lead now over the number 2 position of Splash, Ethan, and Chase right there behind him. Oh, and look at this. Splash was able to get around Brax there for the number 1 spot. Brock W now on the rear tire of Chase here. Chase trying to find an opportunity around Ethan. Not enough room, though. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all right there together. Looks like Daryl and Rax battling it out here for the 6th position. Brado, the MRC SPX performance rider, has moved his way into the P10. Chase and Brock W, so our rotation has not adjusted yet, but just as we say it, Ethan, with a bit of a mistake, allows Chase to make his way by on the Black Rifle No Fear Yamaha machine in this race. And what happened here? Ethan and Chase falling off the pace as Brock W and Rax have found 2 free spots, but still in a great position. Let's watch Splash through this whoops here as he gets absolutely squirrely. Brax as well, able to hold on to it. And Splash up over the top of the berm. And Brax back into the race lead. Brock W and Rax now about to go at it here. Rax is going to follow him up around the outside line. Rax leaps across the start straight. This battle here, Rax not giving him an inch of room. Looking for the slightest mistake. He's going to bounce around to the outside, gets a better drive just before the finish. And Rax now into that P3 spot. As Brax making his way down towards the finish line, the VDR SPX Performance Rider gets it done here in round number 5. And what a ride, as he just absolutely mollywopped the field. A 16-second lead to get it done for the number 1 spot. Splash across the line for P2. Dariel is going to get passed by Rax there. So Rax into the P3, Dariel P4. And all the way down to the line, Brado grabs the 5th, Chase 6th, Brock W 7th. But once again, Brax getting it done for that number 1 spot. Splash in that P2. Rax all the way from about a mid-pack start up into 3rd on the MRC.
And somewhere in the middle of all of it, I was still trying to make the gate. Round 6 Seattle. I finally qualified for my first pro race. Round 8 Daytona, I did it again. And by round 10 Birmingham, I made my first real main event. From not even making the server to lining up with the best riders in the world. It's crazy. Now, heading into round 11 in Detroit, the season is still unfolding. Championships are on the line, rivalries are still building, and anything can happen. And as frustrating as the crashes were, they meant something. More players, more attention, more people watching than ever before. Okay, the scene didn't break, it grew, in my opinion. Okay, and seeing something like, MXB Paddock take off showed just how much people actually cared. And then just the streamers and all the top players around just all joining and racing in ARL. That's what makes it, man. If nobody raced, ARL, if the top riders didn't race it, then nobody would watch it. That's like, Eli Tomac, Jet Lawrence and all of them now racing SMX and just going to race like World Supercross or something. So yeah, this wasn't just a game anymore. It was a community. So to everyone racing, watching, supporting, thank you. Because this season feels like the moment MXBikes went pro, and we're just getting started. Now let's recap. So heading into round 11, Cam's in first in 450 EU class, Jake is second, TJ, the reigning SX champ, is third, Reed fourth, Lynn's fifth, Troy Jan sixth, and you got Boy, Aiden, Callum, Chase in that top 10. Then for NA, you had Rax in first, Splash second, Daryl third, Brado fourth, Caden fifth, Chase sixth, Rax 7th, Panda 8th, Ethan 9th, and Ocean 10th, rounding it off in 10th. And then, I was in the standings as well, and I think like 50th something. But we only have like 3 points or 2 points, which is cool. And yeah, that's going to be the standings going into round 11 Detroit. And honestly, I just hope y'all enjoyed the video. Shout out to, y'all, the community, ARL, just for letting me document. And y'all just showing love with MXB Paddock. Really appreciate y'all. Shout out to like Nico, Chicken, StoneRider, Hellmachine. You got Motor Academy, Ken's Cam, Alex, you got Splash, SPX Performance, Brado, Caden, TJ. A lot of dudes. Jake, the Element Boys, Aiden, all those guys. They just helped me out a lot behind the scenes. I can't thank those guys enough. And you also had like Chase, Neon, Ryan, Not Found, Special Ed, Talent, Reed. Just those guys in general that, host these events and just help out the community in general. Just thank y'all so much again. But yeah, it's your boy Tommy, aka Boxule, and I'm out. Peace.